Here at the Rockpit, I got to catch up with an artist that started my journalism career almost a decade ago. Uh, I get to catch up again with the one and only Cherie Currie. I had the absolute pleasure of interviewing her back in 2016 as she embarked on her first Australian tour ever. And today we get to talk about the final tour, which starts this September and runs through from Perth through Brisbane through September 5 to 13. Um, it's an absolute pleasure to catch up with Cherie again, and it's great to see a familiar face. So I hope you enjoy this interview. It's a pretty special one for me, given the history that I have and the fact that she started everything that I do today. So sit back and enjoy the final Australian tour interview with the one and only Cherie Currie. Before we do really kick off first, I don't know if you recall, it was a long time ago, your first Australian tour. I actually had the pleasure of interviewing you way back then, and
Yes.
you were my very first ever interview. So it's really nice to sort of put a to put a cap on everything with this being your final tour of Australia and having the opportunity to chat with you again. So thank you so much for your time, and I really do appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome. And you're great. That's why you stuck with it. So it's an honor to talk to you again.
Thank you, Sheree.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so
Andrew.
much.
Thank you.
So, as we just touched on, you're back in Australia for the first time in 9 years. You're about to undertake your final tour of the country. What's made the decision to stop touring?
Oh, I think that I still love doing shows here and there. And I've been doing, festivals, things like that. And I really miss doing the really intimate things where I can shake people's hands and put the microphone in front of your face and we sing together. It's so important to me to have that connection with the audience, and I just really realized that there just comes a time when you just have to say enough. And I have loved performing the Runaway songs. I'm the only one that does it, but I just have that feeling like right now it's just time to hang it up a
Yeah.
little bit. The touring, it's tough, and so I mean,
Mm.
what do I say, Andrew? I mean,
Well,
the one thing
yeah,
I'll miss it are the fans, but it's so important to really pay homage to them because if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be coming out there.
that's exactly right. And I mean, for those of us that discovered you as a part of the Runaways, all those years ago, and to see that you've still continued this legacy of not only performing that but releasing new music. I think since we last spoke, you've released two albums to us of original material. Boulevard of Splendor. What an incredible record that was. That was
Thank you.
such a fun record. And I mean, again, it was a sign that I think the public really had missed you and that the fans had missed you at that point, new music from you. That album itself had a little bit of, I guess, red tape around it. It took a little while to come out. It had been sitting in the vaults for a while, hadn't it?
Yeah, a decade. 10
Mm.
years. Yeah, I mean, still, that's the one thing I've never gotten an answer from Kenny Laguna or Blackheart of why they would not release that record. And I even when I came to Australia, I was really trying to push them to put it out because it really should have come out right after the movie. And for some reason, I opened for Joan Jett at the Pacific Amphitheater and I got fantastic reviews. I mean, I won show of the year for opening for her. And Blackheart didn't let me work again. So I never performed again until I my management contract uh, ended, and I fired them. And that's but they were family, so that's kind of that was tough. That
Yeah.
was tough because I felt that I was so ready. I was 50 years old and I had fire in me, and it was just the perfect timing. But I guess people didn't want that record out. That's too bad.
So, I mean, when it comes to, writing and recording music, are you still actively doing any of that? I mean, do you still write for yourself as a passion project? And is there any plans to put out a new record at this stage?
No plans to do that. I do a lot of session work,
Mm.
and I perform on a lot of tribute albums, and I do duets with other artists, and that's really fun. I got a studio in my home, so I don't have a producer telling me, what to do. And I just get to uh, be my authentic self, and they're very happy with what I deliver. So, I really do enjoy that. And I'm going to continue doing, a show here and there. It just, I'll always sing because I do love it and I do love performing, and I was born to do it. So, I'll do a show here and there, but yeah, it's going to be sad to say goodbye to
Absolutely.
touring, but that's okay.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of the last time you were in the country, what are your memories of that tour in Australia? I mean, it was the first time we got to see, really you up close and personal. The Runaways never toured Australia, and it was just, it was an incredible show from a fan's point of view as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, this show is going to be quite a bit different. What stands out from 2016 is how lovely the people were, how amazing the fans were. And I felt very much at home and very, very much embraced and by people of Australia. And I just love the country, and I have loved the country all my life. Our first gold record,
Yeah,
the first debut record turned gold in Australia when the Runaways were still together. We never got that album, but we never got anything.
yeah,
We never got
true,
paid,
true, true.
so yeah, yeah. So, but this show will be much, much more to me meaningful, not only because it is my farewell tour, but my son is coming with me.
Oh,
And he is, yes. And his band, Maudlin Strangers, Jake is the front guy of that band, but he is going to be drumming because Sandy West gave him some lessons when he was just a little kid. And he really pays homage to her in a way that I really noticed when I've worked with other bands, bands that have come together, like in Europe and the UK, where I couldn't bring a band with me. If that drummer doesn't drum like Sandy and have that enthusiasm, I mean, she was the backbone of the music. So, and my son just embodies her, and so and his band. There's some good-looking young dudes, man. I mean, they have such energy, and when you're around kids with energy, it
yeah,
helps. It does help.
absolutely. It keeps the youthfulness to everything and everyone. Now, talking bands, who have you got playing in your band, and who's coming out with you other than your son?
Well, Jake, his band. Don't ask me their names because I'm just bad with names. But Nick Mayberry, who is from Australia, born and raised, he is one of the greatest lead guitar players. He played with me for not only on Boulevards of Splendor and wrote some great songs for that record, but so I'm bringing him with me. And then my son has a 21-year-old guitar player that his voice, his name is gone out of my head right now, but it's Jake's band, and they are so much fun to play with. And isn't that terrible being 65? Thank God I still remember the Runaways lyrics. Because I'll tell you, sometimes names just, sometimes you have that dead zone.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, it's really nice that you're also, bringing out a band that has some youth in it too. As far as supporting new artists and discovering new artists, who are your favorite artists of today, that perhaps weren't around 10 years ago?
I couldn't tell you because I'm not a rap person. I'm not into kind of the retro music. I mean, I'm a classic rock type of girl when I'm carving or whatever. I mean, I always have classic rock on from the 70s and the 80s. So, you know, uh, I really don't listen to the music of today, I'm sad to say.
And that's okay. I mean, I think, the genre and the era that you speak of, that you listen to when you are working and carving, I mean, it's just timeless and held such a deep place inside all of us, and that's me included. Um, but and again, the Runaways were a very big formative part of that for me, for my growing up. I mean, I still have buried in my collection out there my original, 7 inch of Cherry Bomb, which is one of the remaining pieces that's moved with me over the last 45 years, and that's something that's pretty remarkable as well. So the test of time and the test of music, and your legacy too, certainly lives very, very strongly in today.
Well, thank you. And nostalgia, that's why I listened to the 70s. I mean, when life was just so full of adventure and promise. And that's why I do these shows too, because people are nostalgic about the Runaways songs. And it just allows us to be kids again, just for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
It allows us to be young and full of promise. So I enjoy doing that music a lot.
yeah, for sure. Now, how's the relationship? I mean, if we can diverge a little bit, how's the relationship with Joan and Lita and out there? Have things changed? I guess over the years. Obviously, the movie created a couple of gaps and sort of brought things together as well. How have those relationships blossomed or changed over the last decade too?
Well, I've been very lucky. I'm the only member that's played with all the girls since we disbanded back in the 70s. I played with Joan just up until, well, the last time when I opened for her in 2010. And then Lita and I started doing shows together. She would fly me out to do a number of Runaway songs, and I also sang on one of her records, and she sang on one of mine on Reverie, that Kim Fowley, which was his very last production um, piece of work. And I mean, Joan and I, we text every birthday, every Christmas, and when they're in town, I try to see them. Lita, she's interesting. I thought we had a great friendship, and then she did an interview, and she says, "No, we're not friends," and I was really kind of hurt by that because I really thought we were. So, Lita is kind of a loose cannon a little bit. I love the girl. Please don't get me wrong, and
No, no.
she's great. But as far as having a personal relationship with her, it's a little difficult because I don't know what to expect. She kind of changes with like the weather.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, when you talk about the original heyday of the Runaways, how has the industry really changed for you, and how has life changed for you as a musician? Obviously, Kim Fowley in his orchestration of the Runaways, that was a very tumultuous and controlled time, I guess, to a certain degree. Do you find now that where you are in your career, having the freedom to do what you do adds to the enjoyment of playing rock and roll?
Well, yes. I mean, the music industry has changed so dramatically, and some good, some bad. Um, I think it's very difficult for a band to get a deal these days. There's so much talent out there, but also I think the bar has been set super, super high for some of these really talented kids that should be superstars. Um, because of shows like The Voice and things like, if you're a singer and all of a sudden you see The Voice, you're going to think, well, I'm not that good, so then they give up. And I guarantee you, like, Bob Dylan never would have won The Voice, never.
No.
So I think a lot of times we put way too much on kids these days. But for me, I can actually sing now. I was only a kid and I'd never sang professionally ever when I joined the Runaways. So I literally had to figure that out as I went along. But now, I'm much more comfortable in my own skin, that's for sure. I know who I am now.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's amazing. Now, I mean, obviously, the tour while you're out here is just over a week long. You start in Perth on September 5 and finish up in Brisbane on September 13. this is a more extensive tour than the first one, isn't it? Because you are visiting places like Brisbane and Adelaide this time, aren't you?
Yes, yes. You know, I don't recall how many shows I did in 2016, to be honest with you. I don't. But I am playing Brisbane, which is so nice. We didn't get to play there last time. So, you know, I leave it up to the professionals and you know, the booking people, and I just want to just give the audience what they want, and for them to have a night of nostalgia and fun, and to participate in this music that I was lucky enough to create with a bunch of great girls,
Yeah,
and celebrate that.
yeah, absolutely. All right, Cherie, we're almost out of time, and I thank you so much for your time this morning.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
a treat talking to you again after all these years. And to say I'm super excited about this Australian tour is an understatement. I really can't wait to see you again. And, thank you for coming in and saying hello and goodbye to us one final time. We certainly appreciate it. And lots of love to you and to your band, and to travel safe.
Oh, thank you. Same to you, Andrew. It's so good to see you again. And I'll see you soon.
You will. Travel safe.
Bring
I'll see you soon.
and bring that little 7 inch so I can sign that for you, because those are worth a lot of money. So good. Good for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Cherie.
Thank you, Andrew.
Have an
Okay.
amazing day. Bye for now.